He stumbled onto a secret hidden in their wedding photo. His wife's 2 fingers were crossed. It was a gesture asking God for forgiveness, which meant their vows didn't count. Nearly 10 years of marriage had been a joke, and the woman he lived with every day was a fraud. Truman could hardly accept it. The next day, he deliberately went to her side to find out the truth, but it was as if she had been expecting it. She quickly blurted out that she had a surgery to get to.
What's your rush?
Surgery.
His wife was never that busy, but today, she was acting completely out of character. It only made Truman more certain of his suspicions, so he said,
I'll cross my fingers for you.
It was the kind of obvious lie a child could see through, but she pretended not to hear. A second later, she forced a professional smile. Of course, Truman caught it instantly. The moment she wasn't looking, he grabbed his coat and followed her. He wanted to know exactly what she was hiding, but as soon as he stepped into the hospital, a staff member stopped him, saying an emergency surgery was in progress. It was exactly as Truman had suspected. He turned as if to leave, then quickly doubled back. Strangely, it wasn't just staff blocking his way. Even patients in wheelchairs were trying to stop him. When he finally reached the operating room door, he saw something unbelievable. The moment the surgeon brought down the scalpel, the patient sat straight up wide awake and screamed for help. It was clear his wife wasn't really a doctor, but Truman had no idea the lies went far beyond her. The entire world he lived in was fake. He had been inside a massive enclosed studio set all his life. The sun was a giant spotlight. The moon was the control center, and the crew worked here every day. It was the world's largest reality show, and Truman had been born into it. Countless hidden cameras captured his every move. Over 1.7 billion people around the globe had watched him grow up. The sky was fake. The moon was fake. Even the people around him were fake. His parents and his wife were actors. He was the only one who didn't know. For everyone else, it was just acting. For Truman, it was reality. He had been living in a lie for 30 years. That's exactly why the show had been a ratings champion. People would gather in front of their TVs any chance they got, just to watch this real life unfold. But the truth always finds its way out. One morning, Truman greeted his neighbors like he always did. They responded warmly, as always.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
He had lost count of how many times they'd exchanged that same line. But just as he was about to get in his car, something fell from the sky. Startled, he walked over to check. It was a spotlight. He had no idea what it meant, so he brushed it off. But just as he was about to drive to work, the radio suddenly interrupted with breaking news. A plane had malfunctioned over town, dropping some of its parts. It was an obvious attempt to calm his doubts. Later, passing by the newsstand, he bought a magazine like always. At work, when no one was watching, he tore out a page with a woman's photo. That page would matter later. Then his boss came over with a new assignment to visit a client on Harbor Island. It was far away, and Truman didn't want to go, but his boss warned that if he didn't close a deal soon, he'd be fired. Reluctantly, Truman agreed, but as he headed toward the ferry, he saw a sunken boat, and suddenly, an old memory came rushing back.